Okay, so the first question says the ratio of incomes of A and B is 5 is to 4 and the ratio of their expenditure is 3 is to 2. If at the end of the year with each saves rupees 1600, then income of A is. Okay, what is saving? If we talk about saving, saving is nothing but whatever income do you receive, that minus whatever expenditure do you do, that difference is nothing but your saving. Okay, so as they say, A is to B, the savings ratio. Okay, the savings ratio is between A is to B is to be calculated. Okay, what has been given? The income ratio has been given. Income of A is to B. Okay, that is given as 5 is to 4. So what we can assume, let's say the income of A is 5x and income of B is 5 is to 4 it was given, so 4x. Okay, this was 5 is to 4, so 4x. 5x and 4x are the incomes. Okay, then their expenditure ratio is given. So let us find out the expenditure ratio of A is to B is, they have given it to be 3 is to 2. So let's say the expenditure by A is 3y and expenditure by B is 2y. So these are the four values we have converted into. The income of A is 5x, expenditure of A is 3y, income of B is 4x, and expenditure of B is 2y. So let us find out their saving. So saving for the case of A is, saving of A will be, as the saving is income minus expenditure, so saving of A will be income is 5x minus expenditure is 3y. Similarly, saving of B will be how much? Will be again income minus expenditure. Income of B is 4x and expenditure of B is 2y. So it has to be 4x minus 2y. And then they say they each save 1600 rupees. So saving of both of them is equal to 1600. So we can write both of them as equal to 1600. Let's make this as the first equation. Let's make this as the second equation. So these are the two equations that we have formed. Okay, now we have to solve them to find out the x and the y, and then we can find out the income of A and B. So these are the two equations with us. Okay, so what we can do to solve them, we can use simultaneous equation method. Okay, if in that we need to eliminate at least one variable so that we can solve the other variable. So what we can do, if we multiply first equation by 2 and if we multiply second equation by 3, so if we do that, what will happen in the first equation? It will become 10x. If you multiply the first equation by 2, it will become 10x minus 6y is equal to 3200. First equation has been multiplied by 2. And if you multiply second equation by 3, it will become 12x minus 6y is equal to 4800. This is what the equations will become. And then if you subtract these two equations, what you're gonna get? You're gonna get 12x minus 10x, or rather 10x minus 2x, whatever you do. In any case, the x will come out to be 6y will get cancelled. In any case, the x will come out to be 800. Okay, now x value is 800. They had asked for the income of A. Income of A we had assumed to be 5x. So if the x value is 800, the income of A's income is 500. 800 into 5, that is nothing but 4000 rupees is the income of A. That is the right answer, 4000 rupees, and it is available in option number B. So that is right. Now, the next question is A is to B is 1 by 2 is to 3 by 8. B is to C is 1 by 4 is to 7 is to 9. Okay, so this is not B is to C. The right value of B is to C that should be specified in the question is 9 is to 28. So small correction in this question. B is to C should be 9 is to 28. And C is to D is given as 5 by 7 is to 5 by 4. Then we are supposed to find out A is to B is to C is to D. Okay, so let us take it one by one. First of all, the data that has been given is A is to B is 1 by 2 is to 3 by 8. How can we convert this ratio into simple ratio is, let's take the LCM. The LCM is 8. Now let us solve this LCM with the help of 2 and 8. So 2 4 ja 8 and 4 1 ja 4. So 4 comes up. 8 1 ja 8 and 1 into 3 is 3. So it is 3. So this ratio is actually 4 is to 3. So the ratio of 1 by 2 is to 3 by 8 is actually 4 is to 3. Okay. The similar way, B is to C is already given as 9 is to 28. So we don't need to do anything in this. Let us talk about C is to D. C is to D has been given as 5 by 7 is to 5 by 4. Let us make it simple once again. The LCM of 7 and 4 is nothing but 28. Okay, let us operate. 7 divides 28 by 4 and 4 into 5 is 20. Similarly, 4 divides 28 by 7 and 7 5s are 35. So the ratio becomes 20 is to 35. Okay, this is the ratio that becomes, or we can also call it, if we simplify this, this is 5 4 ja and 5 7 ja. So this ratio is actually 4 is to 7. Okay, so now we can say A is to B is 4 is to 3, and our B is to C is B is to C is 9 is to 28. Now I am supposed to find out the A is to B is to C first. How will I be able to find out A is to B is to C? For that, there is a method available. If you see both these ratio A is to B and B is to C, there is one letter common, that is B is common. So what should we do? The B's value in the first ratio is 3 and B's value in the second ratio is 9. So what I will do, I will multiply the first ratio by the second ratio's B value, that is into 9. And at the same time, I'll multiply first ratio's B's value to the second complete ratio. So into 3 is to be done. Okay, first ratio should be multiplied by the B's value in the second ratio, that is 9. And second ratio is to be multiplied by the B's value in the first ratio, that is 3, to give you A is to B is to C. If you do that, so the first ratio A is to B 4 is to 3 is to be multiplied by 9. Okay, so if you multiply 4 is to 3 by 9, you make it 36 is to 27. Similarly, if you multiply the second ratio, that is 9 is to 28, by the B's value in the first ratio, that was 3. So if 3 multiplies 9 and 28, it makes you 3 9 there 27. Already it is there 27 is 2. And then 28 into 3 we have to do, that is 84. Okay. So now we can combine this 27 and 27 together because that is the same number. So A is to B is to C becomes what? A is to B is to C becomes what? 36 is to 27 is to 84. So that is what is A is to B is to C becomes. We have to find out A is to B is to C is to D. So now we will combine A is to B is to C is already available. What is C is to D? C is to D is already we have calculated as 4 is to 7. 4 is to 7 we have calculated it. Now to find out A is to B is to C is to D, what we're going to do is, what is the C value in the first ratio? The C value in the first ratio is 84. Okay, what is the C's value in the second ratio? C's value in the second ratio is 4. So the first entire ratio will be multiplied by C's value in the second ratio, that is 4. And entire ratio C's to D will be multiplied by C's value in the first ratio, that was 84. Okay, so if we do this, we gonna get A is to B is to C is to D. Let us do it. Let us multiply A is to B is to C by 4. So if we do that, this is going to make it 36 into 4 is going to be 144 is to 27 is to 4 will be 108. Then 84 is to 4 is also to be done. So 84 is to 4, 4 for just 16, 6 carry 1, 4 8 just 32, and 1 is 33. So it's 336. Okay. So this is what is the result after multiplying all the numbers by 4. Let us multiply the C's to D by 84. If you do that, 84 into 4 is again going to be the same number, that is 336. Okay, there is no question about it. Now, what about 84 into 7? If you do 84 into 7, what is the number coming? 84, 7 4 is 28, and 2 is the carry, 7 is 56, and 2, 588. So this is A is to B is to C is to D. Obviously, we can simplify this. If we simplify this, then we are supposed to divide it by as big number as possible. If we cannot do it, then we can keep dividing it by 2, 2, 2. Then again, as many times we can divide and make it simple. We have to divide all the numbers by the same number. So just in case if we divide all the numbers by 12, all the numbers are completely divisible by 12. You can begin with dividing them by 2, then divided by 3. As many numbers you can divide it with. Otherwise, I am dividing it all the numbers by 12. So if I divide all the numbers by 12, the 12 divides 144, giving you 12. If 12 divides 108, gives you 9. If 12 divides 336, it gives you 28. If 12 divides 588, it gives you 49. So ultimate ratio of A is to B is to C is to D is nothing but 12 is to 9 is to 28 is to 49. So that is the right answer of A is to B is to C is to D. 12 is to 9 is to 28 is to 49, which is available in option number A. Now, the next question is 36 liter of mixture contains 25% alcohol and rest water. So there is a mixture. The total quantity of mixture is 36 liter and it contains 25% of alcohol and rest water. So how much water would have been there? If 25% is alcohol, the water would have been 100 minus 25. That is 75% would have been the water quantity. Okay. So this is the composition. So we can find out the real volume of water and alcohol in the mixture. So the ratio of 25% is to 75% is either we can do it by percentage or we can directly calculate in terms of ratio. So let us do it in percentage only. 25% of 36. So the alcohol content is 25% of 36. How much is that? If we calculate, this is nothing but 9 liters. How much is the water content? Will be 75% of 36. How much is that? Is nothing but 27 liters. So this is the original composition: 9 liter of alcohol, 27 liter of water. Now in the next step, what they do? 5 liters of water is added. So let us add water. So the new water content will be old water content 27 plus 5. That is nothing but 32 liters. Okay, so the new water content is 32 liters. What is the new alcohol content? New alcohol content will be just the 9 liter because alcohol is not being added up. What about new total volume? The total volume was 36. 5 liters of water has been added. So 36 plus 5 will have to be done. Total quantity also increases by 5. So the total quantity becomes 36 plus 5. That is nothing but 41 liters. Now this is the new composition of alcohol, water, and the total volume. Now, what are we supposed to find out? The percentage of alcohol in the new mixture. So, percentage of alcohol in the new mixture is how much is the new alcohol volume divided by the new volume total into 100%. That will be the percentage of alcohol content in the new mixture volume. So, how much is the new alcohol? Is the old one only because alcohol was not added. 9 divided by what is the total new volume? It was 41 and into 100% we have to do. If you solve this further, this ultimately becomes 2139 by 41%. So that should be the right answer. 2139 by 41%, and that is available in option number B. Okay, the fourth proportion of 3, 17, 12 is, okay. So if we take an example, the four proportion of A is to B is C is to D. So if the four numbers are related in proportion like this, so they have a connection. What is the connection? The product of outer terms is equal to product of the inner terms. Okay, so that means AD is equal to BC. So this is how they are connected for all the four numbers. So if, let us say the fourth proportion is x. Let us say the fourth proportion x. So we can write the numbers as 3 is to 17 is in proportion with 12 is to x. So let us apply the same rule. AD is equal to BC. The product of outer terms is equal to product of inner terms. So that means 3x is equal to 12 into 17. That will give us x value as 12 into 17 divided by 3. That is nothing but 68. Okay, the value comes out to be 68 of x, and that is the fourth proportion value. Answer available in option number B. Okay, the next one. A sum of money is to be divided equally among A, B, and C in the respective ratio of 3 is to 4 is to 5. So the ratio of A is to B is to C should be 3 is to 4 is to 5. This is the first thing given. And another sum of money is to be divided between E and F equally. There is one more sum in which the ratio of E and F should be equal, means 1 is to 1. Okay. If F got rupees 1040 lesser than A, so F receives how much? A minus 1050. How much amount did B receive? So this is the question given to us. Okay. So we are supposed to know the A value. Then only we can find out the F value. But the problem in the question is that A's value is not given. Rather, A value can be calculated only if the total sum of money in the first phase of the question should be given. Then only we can find out the A value and we can distribute that sum of money between 3 is to 4 is to 5. but that sum of money is not mentioned. So if that is not mentioned, we cannot find A. If we cannot find A, we cannot find F, and then we cannot obviously compare A and F to give the answer of the B. So that's why the actual answer of this question is data inadequate, because the sum of the money is not given. Now, an alloy is to contain copper and zinc in the ratio 11:7. The zinc required to be melted with 44 kg of copper is. Okay, this is the question that becomes. Okay, now they say the ratio of zinc is to copper, rather the ratio of copper is to zinc. They have given in the order 11:7. So this order is very important. Copper is to zinc is 11:7. Okay, so and they say how much the zinc required to be melted at 44 kg of copper. So let us convert this into real time values. If the 11:7, so let's say the copper value is 11x, and let's say the zinc value is 7x. Then in the next phase they say the zinc required to be melted, that means zinc quantity is unknown. For the case of when the copper value is 44 kg, they say if the copper value is 44 kg, how much should be the zinc value? That is the question. So copper value was how much? 11x. So we can say 11x equal to 44 kg. So x value comes out to be 44 by 11, that is nothing but 4 kg. So x value comes out to be 4 kg, and with x value as 4, I am supposed to know the zinc value. Okay, zinc value has to be 7x. So zinc value has to be 7 into x value is 4, that is 28 kg. Okay, so the zinc value comes out to be 28 kg, that is required to be melted along with the 44 kg of copper to maintain the ratio given. So answer is option number C, 28 kg. Next, if x is to y is 5 is to 7, then 5x plus y is to 7x plus 3y is how much? This is the question. So let us write it. X is to y is 5 is to 7. So we can also write it like x by y is 5 by 7. We can also write this in this form. Now what is required to be solved? 5x plus y is to 7x plus 3y. This is required to be solved. Let us do a little change in the expression that we are supposed to solve. Let us divide this expression by y. If you divide this expression by y, in the numerator you receive 5x by y plus 1, because y by y will be 1. Divided by, in the denominator do you receive 7x by y plus 3, that because y by y will again become 1. So this is the new expression that I manipulate my older expression to. Now, x by y value is already given with us is 5 by 7. So I can put the x by y value in the new expression that I received. If I do that, what do I get? 5 into, in place of x by y, I'm going to write 5 by 7 plus 1 divided by 7 into x by value, y values again 5 by 7 plus 3. So I'm supposed to solve this. If I solve this, the expression's complete value is coming out to be 4 by 7. Okay, so that is the right answer, 4 by 7 or 4 is to 7, and option available in answer option number C. Okay, divide 729 in the ratio 4 is to 5. That is the question. So how do we divide any number into a certain ratio? Okay, so there is a number given 729 that is to be divided in the ratio 4 is to 5. Okay, so how should we calculate this thing? So the first part, let us say the 4 part is the first part, 4 is the first part, and 5 is the second part. Okay, so how can we get the first part actual value? Because that is the ratio, that is not the actual value. So the actual value of first part can be calculated by the total number, that is 729, divided by sum of the ratio terms, that is 4 plus 5, into, because we have to calculate the first part and the corresponding number for the first part is 4, so into 4. Okay, how much is this? If we solve this, this is going to be 729 divided by 9 into 4. 9 divides 729 by 81. So 81 into 4 we have to calculate. That is nothing but going to be 324. So the first part becomes 324. That is the first part. Okay, the similar way we can find out the second part also. The total number is 729 divided by sum of the ratio terms once again, multiplied by, this time around we're going to multiply this with the second part. Second part's corresponding number was 5. So multiply by 5. If you solve this, this is again going to be 81 into 5, and that is nothing but 405. So the first part is 324 and second part is 405. So the option is available in first part is 324 and second part is 405. Option is available in option A. 9. Now what they say, ratio of three numbers is 7 is to 8 is to 9 and the sum of their square is 4850. Find the sum of the numbers. Okay, so we will first convert this ratio into the actual numbers. Okay, the ratio of the numbers is 7 is to 8 is to 9. So let's say the numbers are 7x, 8x and 9x. Let's say the numbers are 7x, 8x and 9x. We have converted the ratio into the real numbers. Next condition he gives is sum of their square is 4850. So let us do their squares and let us them add them. This is the square of the first number, added to square of the second number, added to square of the third number. So this is the sum of their squares. Okay, and they say this value is actually equal to 4850. So we are supposed to solve this. So this is going to be 49x square plus 64x square plus 81 x square. The value should come out to be 4850. Okay, if you solve this further, this is 194 x square is equal to 4850. If you solve for x, the x value comes out to be 5. Okay, what we were supposed to know, find the sum of these numbers. So sum of the numbers will be, sum of the number can be found out by adding the number that was 7x plus 8x plus 9x. How much will that be? 8 7 15 plus 9 24x. Okay, so that should be the sum. So 24x, x value is already known to us, so sum can be found out by 24 into 5. That is nothing but 120. So that is the answer. Sum is 120. Option available, answer available in option number B, and that is right. Okay, the next question is the least whole number which when subtracted from both the terms of 6 is to 7 gives a ratio less than 16 is to 21. Okay, so what we can do, we are supposed to convert that ratio into the numbers first. Okay, so the ratio of the numbers is given as 6 is to 7. Let the numbers are 6x and 7x. Let the numbers are 6x and 7x. Then they say least whole number which when subtracted from both the terms. So there is a number which is being subtracted from both the terms. Let's say that number is that the, let's say that number which is being subtracted, which is subtracted from both the terms. Let that number which is subtracted from both the terms or both the numbers is y. Let us say that number is y. So the first, if it is subtracted from the first term becomes 6x minus y. If it is subtracted from the second term becomes 7x minus y. And then they say if the things are done like this, then the ratio should be equal to 16 is to 21. Okay, so we can simply write 6x minus y over 7x minus y, and this ratio should be 16 is to 21, and we are supposed to give the value of y. Okay, so we can anytime solve this by cross multiplying. If we do that, 21 into 6 is 126x minus 21y is equal to 112x minus 16y. Okay, so this is 126x minus 112x is equal to 21y minus 16y. So this becomes how much? 14x is equal to 5y. So x by y comes out to be 5 by 14. X by y value should come out to be 5 by 14. So this is how we can get it. X by y value is coming. Okay, so the question says the least whole number which when subtracted from both the terms of 6 is to 7 gives the ratio less than 16 is to 21 is. So first of all, we'll focus on the ratio term. The ratio term is 6 is to 7. So we will assume that the ratio is 6 by 7. So this is the ratio in front of us. Then the first line he said the least whole number which when subtracted. So let us assume, let's say that that number which is to be subtracted, the number which is to be subtracted from both the terms, which is to be subtracted from both the terms should be x. Okay, so if it is to be subtracted from both the terms, let us subtract from the numerator. It is, has to be 6 minus x. From the denominator, it has to be 7 minus x. So x has been subtracted from both the terms. And then what should the new ratio become? The new ratio should become, gives a ratio less than 16 is to 21. So this ratio should be less than, let's have a lesser than sign, 16 over 21. Okay, so this is the condition which has been explained in the form of an expression. Now let us try to solve this. We can do cross multiplication. If we do that, so this is going to be 126 minus 21x should be less than 16 cents 112 minus 16x. We can solve this further. This is becoming like 126 minus 112 is lesser than 21x minus 16x. Then 5x has to be greater than 14. So x has to be greater than 14 by 5. That is nothing but 2.8. So if x has to be greater than 2.8, so the least number should be, what is the just great number than 2.8, and a whole number also is 3. So the x value should be 3, and that should be the answer. Okay, so the least number which when subtracted to give you the result less than 16 by 21 should be x equal to 3. So the answer is option number C, 3. Next, 1800 divided between x, y, and z in such a way that x get 4 by 5 of what y gets, and y gets 3 by 4 of the what z gets. Find the share of z. So let us establish the connection between the x, y, and z that I said. So the first thing he said was x get 4 by 5 of y, what y gets. So we can write x gets 4 by 5 times of what y gets. Okay, this is the first connection. Or we can write it like x is equal to, because they are in capital, x is equal to 4 by 5 of y. This is the first thing that we know. Similarly, they say y gets 3 by 4 of what z gets. So y has to be 3 by 4 z. That is another connection. Okay, so these two connections have been established. Let us explore this one more. So x by y should be what? X by y should be 4 is to 5. And similarly, y by z should be what? Y by z should be 3 by 4. Okay, so we know that x by y, x is to y is coming as 4 by 5. And similarly, at the same time, y is to z is coming as 3 is to 4. And we are supposed to find out the x is to y is to z first, because whenever we will be able to find out the connection between x, y, and z, the individual connection, then only we can find out the share of z. So I need to know what is x is to y is to z. So for that, what we can do, see, x is to y is this 4 is to 5, y is to z is this 3 is to 4. What is common between those two ratio terms is y. Y is common. And what is the number of y in the first ratio corresponding to y in the first ratio is 5. And what is the number of y in the second ratio corresponding to y is 3. So in y, we can say that y in the first ratio is 5 and y in the second ratio is 3. So what are these numbers to do here? The first number first number 5 has to multiply both the ratio terms of the other ratio, and the second number 3 has to multiply both the ratio terms of the first ratio. Okay, so let us do it one by one. First of all, this first number 5 has to multiply both the ratio terms of the other number. So 5 to multiply 3 is to 4. If we do that, this becomes 5 3 is 15 is to 5 4 is 20. Then the other number of y, that is 3, has to multiply both the ratio numbers of the first ratio, that were 4 is to 5. So 3 has to multiply 4 is to 5, giving you 3 4 is 12 is to 3 5 is 15. Now this 15 and 15 is coming common, so we can write it just once, that is 12 is to 15 is to 20. So that is the ratio between x, y, and z is 12 is to 15 is to 20. Now what am I supposed to know? I'm supposed to know the share of z. So if any number is given, that number can be distributed in any particular ratio by what? So we are supposed to know z. So z can be calculated by 1800 was the total number, divided by sum of the ratio terms 12 plus 15 plus 20, into, we have to find out z's share. So z's part is how much? Z part, what? The last part, that is 20. So has to get multiplied by 20. If we solve this further, this is coming out to be 1800 divided by 47 into 20. If we solve this further, this is ultimately coming out to be 800. So that is what is the z share out of 1800, that is 800. Answer is option C. Okay, x by 11 is equal to y by 15. Then x plus 11 is to y plus 15 is equal to what? This is what we are supposed to know. Okay, so let us do something. X by 11, they say, is y by 15. Let us assume this to be k. Okay, let us say that all this ratio value is actually equal to k. So we can manipulate all the x and y value in terms of k. How we can do that? See, if x by 11 is equal to k, then we can write x is equal to 11k. Similarly, if y by 15 is equal to k also, then we can say y is equal to 15k. So now we have the values of x and y both. So now we can do this replacement of x and y in the actual expression given, that is supposed to be find out. The actual expression is x plus 11 divided by y plus 15. This is the actual expression. So we can replace the x and y value in this particular expression. If we do that, x is replaced as 11k plus 11 and y is replaced as 15k. So it becomes 15k plus 15 in the denominator side. Now, obviously, the 11 can be taken common from the numerator part. So it becomes k plus 1. And at the same time, 15 can be taken common from the denominator part. So it becomes k plus 1 again. So these two k plus 1 gets cancelled. So the ultimate value of the expression is coming out to be 11 by 15, or we can write this as 11 is to 15. And that is going to be the right answer, which is available in option number C. Okay, what says the next one? There are three numbers A, B, and C given in such a way that 1/3 of A, 1/4 of B, and 1/5 of C are equal. Then the ratio between A, B, and C is. So what he's saying, let us focus on that. The first connection is 1/3 of A. So what is 1/3 of A? Is A by 3. 1/4 of B. So what is 1/4 of B? Is B by 4. And 1/5 of C. So what is 1/5 of C? C by 5. They say they are all equal. So we have written like that. And let us do one thing. Whenever these things are given, let us do all of them are equal to a constant k. So why do we do that? So that we can manipulate all A, B, C in terms of k only, and the things can become easy. So if A by 3 is equal to k, then A becomes how much? 3k. Similarly, if B by 4 is also equal to k, then B becomes how much? 4k. Similarly, if C by 5 is equal to k, then C becomes how much? 5k. So the A, B, C value have come in the form of k like that. So now we can find out something. Then he's asking for the ratio between A, B, and C. So he's asking for the ratio between A is to B is to C. So now we can replace A by 3k, B by 4k, and C by 5k. So A becomes 3k, is to B becomes 4k, and C becomes 5k. So what is the ratio between 3k, 4k, 5k? We can cancel out the k because that is common. So the ratio comes out to be 3 is to 4 is to 5. So that is the final answer between A is to B is to C. Option is 3 is to 4 is to 5. That is option A is the right answer. Next, a sum of money is divided between two persons in the ratio 3 is to 5. If the share of one person is 20 less than that of the other one, find the sum of money. Okay, that is the question given. So the ratio of the two-person share is 3 is to 5. So what let's say the shares are, let the shares of each is 3x and the second person share is 5x. Okay, we have converted the ratio into numbers. We have converted the ratio into numbers. Now the share value of the first person is 3x, share value of the second person is 5x. Okay, then they say the difference between the share of one person is 20 less. So we can write like 5x minus 3x. 20 less, that means their difference is 20. So 5x minus 3x has to be 20, which gives us 2x equal to 20 and which gives us x value as 10. So x value has come as 10. What are we supposed to know? Find the sum. So what should be the sum? If certain amount was distributed between 3x and 5x, then obviously the sum was what? The sum of them. Sum was nothing but 3x plus 5x. Okay, that is nothing but 8x, and I know the x value, that is 10. So the sum is nothing but 8 into 10, that is simply becoming 80 rupees. So that is the final answer. Sum is rupees 80, available in option number B. Now, the next says the ratio between the ages of Kamala and Savitri is 6 is to 5, and the sum of their ages is 44. The ratio of their ages after 8 years will be. Okay, so in these type of situation, what we do, we convert the ratio into real-time ages by application of some x or y or any other variable, and then we can relate things accordingly. So the ratio of Kamala is to Savitri is given as 6 is to 5. So let us say the Kamala's ages, let us say the Kamala's age is 6x. Similarly, let us say Savitri's age is, let's say, 5x. Okay, so these are the real-time ages we have converted. Now they say the sum of their ages is 44. So let us do the sum. 6x plus 5x has to be 44. If we solve this, this comes out to be 11x is equal to 44, which gives x value as 4. Which gives x value as 4. Now what we are supposed to find out? The ratio of their ages after 8 years will be. So for that, we need to first find out their ages. the real-time ages. So what were their ages? First age was 6x, another's age was 5x. So the ratio, the ages are, Kamala is 6 into 4, that is 24 of years. Savitri at the same time is 5 into 4, that is 20 years of age. So these are the ages of Kamala and Savitri. They say after 8 years, what will be the ratio? So let us find out their ages after 8 years of both. So after 8 year, Kamala will be 24 plus 8, that is going to be 32. Similarly, Savitri will be 20 plus 8, that is nothing but 28. So the ratio after 8 years of Kamala is to Savitri will be 32 is to 28, or if we simplify this further, this is going to be 8 is to 7. This is going to be 8 is to 7. So that is the final answer. The ratio of their ages after 8 years will be 8 is to 7, available in option number C. Next. 1/3 of Ram's marks in English equals half of his marks in Hindi. If he got 150 marks in these two subjects together, how many marks did he get that? Okay, so whenever there's an individual connection given, we establish the individual connection only, and then we associate this with some variable. Okay, what is that? 1/3 of Ram's marks. So let us say 1/3 of Ram's marks in English. So English, let us say the English marks is E divided by 3. So this is the 1/3 of Ram's marks in English. He says this is equal to, so let's have a equal to sign, half of his marks in Hindi. So Hindi marks is, let's say, H divided by 2. Half is divided by 2. So this is the first connection that we get. From this connection, I can find out E by H is going to be 3 by 2 simply. Okay. So the ratio becomes, or E is to H is nothing but 3 is to 2. So this is the ratio between English and Hindi marks. He's saying that total marks are 150. So let us, to find out the total, I need to add. So let us convert this ratio into real-time marks. So let's say English marks are 3x and at the same time Hindi marks are 2x. I have converted the ratio into the real-time marks. Now they say the total is 150. So let us do sum is 3x plus 2x, and that they say is 150, which gives us 5x equal to 150, which gives us x value as 30, which gives us x value as 30. Now what they want to know? They want to know how many marks did he get in Hindi. So Hindi's marks were nothing but 2x. So Hindi marks will be 2 into 30, that is going to be 60 of marks. So the right answer is option number C, 60 marks he got in Hindi. Next, a sum of rupees 425 is divided among 4 men, 5 women and 6 boys, so that the share of 1 man, 1 woman and 1 boy may be in the ratio 9 is to 8 is to 4. What is the share of 1 woman? So here 1 man, 1 woman and 1 boy's share has been given in the form of ratio. So we'll target this only first, because we can convert this ratio into the real-time share itself. So we'll convert this ratio into a real-time share, and then the shares will be of 1 man, and we have given 4 men, so we'll multiply by 4. Then the next point, the share will be of 1 woman available to us, and then we'll multiply that by 5 to give 5 women share, and then so on we can do it. Okay, so let us begin the question from here. They say 1 man is to 1 woman is to 1 boy. The share is in the order 9 is to 8 is to 4. So let us say the 1 man's share is going to be 9x. Similarly, 1 woman share is 8x and 1 boy share is 4x. What we have done? We have converted the ratios into real-time share values. Okay, 9x, 8x and 4x rupees are the share of 1 man, 1 woman and 1 boy respectively. Now, they say they have got 4 men. So, 1 man share was 9x. So, 4 man share will be simply multiplied by 4. So, it has to be 9 into 4. That is nothing but 36x. Similarly, 1 woman share is 8x. They have got 5 women. So, 5 women share will be how much? 5 into 8x, that is 40x. Similarly, 1 boy share is 4x. They have got 6 boys. So, 6 boys share will be how much? 6 into 4x, that is 24x. So these are the share of 4 men, 5 women and 6 boys. Now what they say, the sum of this is rupees 425. So I need to add them all three and make it equal to 425. If I do that, 36x plus 40x plus 24x is going to be 425, which gives us 100x is equal to 425, which gives us x value as 4.25. Now, what I'm supposed to know, as soon as the x comes, I need to find out what I'm supposed to know. I'm supposed to know the share of one woman. Okay, the share of one woman I had assumed to be 8x. Okay, we can find out here. Share of one woman was nothing but 8x. I have got the x value, so the share of one woman will be 8 into 4.25. Okay, if you multiply this, I'm going to get the share of one woman. One woman share will be 32 plus 2, that is going to be 34 rupees. So the share of one woman is simply 34 rupees, and that is available in option number C and is the right answer. Okay, the areas of two spheres are in the ratio 1:4. The ratio of their volumes is, okay, this is what is supposed to be found out. The area of two spheres are in the ratio 1:4 is given. So let us find out the area of the sphere. What is the formula for area of a sphere? Okay, let us find out the area of the sphere formula. That is nothing but 4 pi r square, where r is the radius. They have got two spheres and their areas are in the ratio 1:4. So let's say the area of the first sphere is, uh, we can write like this: area of first sphere S1 and area of second sphere S2. So let's say the radius of the first sphere is small r and the radius of the second sphere is capital R. So the area formula remains same. So 4 pi r square. So these are the two, the ratio of the two spheres areas: 4 pi small r square divided by 4 pi capital R square. They say this ratio is equal to 1/4. So we can cut down the 4 pi from both the sides. So what I'm left out with, r square, small r square and capital R square is 1/4. I can write this as r by r's whole square is equal to 1/2's whole square. Why I'm writing that? So that I can find out the real time ratio between the radiuses. So square and square get cancelled. So I come to the conclusion that r by r is 1/2, that the ratio of their radius is 1:2. Now they're asking for the ratio of their volumes. So what is the volume of a sphere? Volume of a sphere is nothing but 4 by 3 pi r cube. That is the volume of the sphere. They are asking for the ratio of the volume of the sphere. So we can write volume of sphere 1 divided by volume of sphere 2 can be related by 4 by 3 pi small r cube divided by 4 by 3 pi capital R cube. Okay, in which the 4 by 3 pi and 4 by 3 pi gets cancelled from numerator and denominator both. I'm left out with r by r's whole cube, r cube by r cube, or r by r's whole cube. Both the things are same. I have got the ratio of r by r already with me, so I can just put the r by r value here and I can find out the volumes ratio, which is going to be 1/2's whole cube, which is nothing but 1/8, or the volume ratio is 1:8. So that becomes the final answer, 1:8, which is available in option number C. Now, 20 liters of mixture contains milk and water in the ratio 5:3. If 4 liters of this mixture be replaced by 4 liters of milk, and the ratio of milk to water in the new mixture would be. The ratio of milk to water in the new mixture is required. So what is the initial thing that has been given to us? 20 liter of mixture contains milk and water in the ratio 5:3. Okay. So there is a 20 liter mixture which has got milk and water in the ratio 5:3. This is the summary. If 4 liter of this mixture is replaced by, so if 4 liter mixture has gone, so how much mixture is left? Is 16 liter is left. In that 16 liter, still the milk and water ratio will be the same. That is 5:3. Okay, if I replace if I remove some part of the mixture, the ratio remains undisturbed unless I add something into it. Okay, so I have removed some part of the mixture, so still the ratio remains same. That is 5:3. So in that remaining 16 liter of milk and water, the ratio remains 5:3 only. Okay, so let us find out how much is the milk part in there. So milk part can be found out by distributing 16 between 5 plus 3, that is sum of ratio terms, into milk part, corresponding milk part is 5, so into 5, which gives me 16 by 8 into 5, that is nothing but 10 liters. So milk part in the reduced mixture is 10 liter. What about the water part? That can be found out by subtracting also, or we can do it once again the same thing. Total mixture volume divided by the sum of ratio terms into water part. The corresponding water number is 3. So into 3, which is nothing but 6 liters. So the reduced part has got 10 liter of milk and 6 liter of water into it. What they have done now, after removing this 4 liter of mixture, they had replaced it by 4 liter of milk. That means they have added 4 liter of milk into it. So if 4 liter of milk has been added, the total composition again becomes 20 liter because 4 liter has been added to the total composition also. Now in this 20 liter, how much is the milk part? The older milk part was 10. How much milk part has been added? 4 also added. So the total milk part becomes 14 liter. Okay, how this 14 has been formed? The 10 liter was the original one and 4 liter of milk is also added here. So it becomes 14 liter. What about the water part? This was the milk part. What about the water part? There has been nothing done on the water side. So water part remains as it is, that is 6 liter. So this is the new composition of the new mixture, 14 liter milk and 6 liter water. So that should be the ratio only of milk is to water, and that is nothing but 7 is to 3. So that is the ratio of milk is to water, 7 is to 3. That is the right answer available in option number C. Okay. Now in the next question they say the ratio of the number of boys and girls in a college is 7 is to 8. The percentage increase in the number of boys and girls be 20% and 10% respectively. What will be the new ratio? They say currently the boys and girls in the ratio is in the college is 7 is to 8. They say if the boys are increased by 20% and girls are increased by 10% of what is its original strength, what will be the new ratio? So let us convert these numbers into this ratio into numbers first. So boys to girl ratio is given as 7 is to 8. Let's say the number of boy is nothing but 7x. Let's say at the same time number of girls is nothing but 8x. These are the original number drawn. Now they say the boys have been increased by 20%. So let us increase the new boy. New boy strength will be original boy strength, that was 7x plus 20% of 7x. 20% increase has been done. So that comes out to be 120 by 100 times of 7x. That is nothing but 42 by 5x. So this is the new boy strength. What about the new girl strength? Girl new. The girl's strength has been increased by 10%. Original girl strength was 8x. So the new girl strength will be 8x plus 10% of 8x. Okay, which is nothing but 110% of 8x. That is 110 by 100 into 8x. If you solve this, this comes out to be 44 by 5x. So this is the new girl strength. Now they're asking for the ratio between boys and girls in the present scenario. That has to be the ratio between these two terms only. So that will be nothing but the new boy ratio is to new girl ratio will be nothing but the ratio between these two, that is 42 by 5x is to 44 by 5x. So obviously if x and x gets cancelled, 5 and 5 gets cancelled. So I'm left out with 42 is to 44 only. If I cut this more, so this is 21 and this is 22. So the new boy to new girl ratio is 21 is to 22. So that should be the final answer. 21 is to 22, which is available in option number B, and that is the right answer. Now, the speed of 3 cars are in the ratio 4 is to 5 is to 6. The ratio between the time taken by these cars to travel the same distance. See, if we can understand through this, speed, the formula for speed is speed equal to distance over time. So we can find out that speed is inversely proportional to time. That means if the speed increases, the time has to reduce. Okay, obviously if somebody is traveling with a more speed, will take lesser time to travel the same distance. So we can establish the connection that speed is inversely proportional to time. One increases, another but reduces. So we can say that S1 by S2, if there are two speeds, will be equal to T2 by T1. The ratio will be inverted. Okay, so this is the connection between two speeds, and this can be established between three speeds also. So when he says the speeds ratio S1 is to S2 is to S3 is 4 is to 5 is to 6, then we can say that now they say the speed of 3 cars are in the ratio 4 is to 5 is to 6. The ratio between the time taken by these cars to travel the same distance is, okay, the ratio of speed as given out to be 4 is to 5 is to 6. So let us find out. Speed has got a simple formula. Speed is equal to distance over time, which means his speed is inversely proportional to time. Okay, if the speed of some vehicle or some person increases, the time taken by him to travel the same distance reduces. So speed and time are inversely proportional. That means if there are two speeds related in S1 by S2, then their times will be related in T2 by T1 for the same distance. For the same distance D, the S1 by S2 will be related to T2 by T1. That is, the inverse ratio will be there. So when we have got the ratio in the question as S1 is to S2 is to S3 as 4 is to 5 is to 6, then the ratio of their time traveled in this for traveling the same distance, the time will be connected in the ratio of the inverted ones. That is 1 by 4 is to 1 by 5 is to 1 by 6. Okay, so we just need to solve this 1 by 4 is to 1 by 5 into 1 by 6 in the simple numbers. For that, we take the LCM. LCM of 4, 5, and 6 can be 60. Okay, let us solve it. 4 divides 60 by 15 times is to 5 divides 60 by 12 times, 6 divides 60 by 10 times. So the ratio becomes 15 is to 12 is to 10. So that is the ratio of the time taken by all these three speeds, all these three cars. Okay, the time ratio is 15 is to 12 is to 10, which is available in option number B. Okay. In a school, the ratio of the boys to girls is 4 is to 5. When 100 girls leave the school, the ratio becomes 6 to 7. So for the whenever we are supposed to add or subtract some number into any of the individual ratio, then we always convert the ratio into the real time numbers first. Okay. They say the boys is to girls, the ratio is 4 is to 5. So let us convert, let's say the number of boys is 4x and let's say the number of girls is 5x. So these are the real time numbers now. Then they say 100 girls leave the school. So if 100 girls leave the school, what is the new girl strength? Is 5x minus 100. That is the new girl strength. And the new boy's strength is as the old one only because there is no change done on the boy's strength. Now they say, now the new ratio should become 6 is to 7. So we'll write like 4x divided by 5x minus 100 should be equal to 6 by 7. Okay, then we can cross multiply. That gives us 28x is equal to 30x, so minus 600. We can cut that by dividing it by 2 also. We can solve it directly also. So this gives us 2x is equal to 600, which is giving us x equal to 300. What are we supposed to know with this x? How many boys are there in the school? So number of boys were 4x as written here. So the number of boys in the school will be 4 into 300. That is nothing but 1200 will be the number of the boys in the school, and the right answer is available in option number A is the right answer. Now, the sum of three numbers is 225. If the ratio of the first and the second is 4 is to 5 and second to the third is 5 is to 6, then the first number is. Okay, so the complete things are given in the form of ratio. What they say, the ratio between first number. So let's say first number is, let us say n1. Okay, the ratio between n1 is to n2. The ratio of first number to second number they say as 4 is to 5. Second number to third number, that is n2 is to n3. Second number is to third number they say is 5 is to 6. Then the first number is to find out first number or to find out any number. We are supposed to know first what is the actual connection between all those three together. That means we need to know n1 is to n2 is to n3. The connection between all those three together. For that, I need to convert this 4 is to 5 into 5 is to 6 into a single ratio of three terms. For that, what do I do? See, I don't need to do anything here because the common term n2 and n2 between those two number has got the same number as 5 is to 5. Has got the same number 5. So when I want to write n1 is to n2 is to n3, that can be simply be 4 is to 5 is to 6 because 5 is common. Okay, so this is the ratio of n is to n is to n3. I'm supposed to know the first number. First number was n1. How can the first number be found out? The total sum of all those numbers is 225 divided by sum of the ratio terms, that is 4 plus 5 plus 6 into n1 is to be found out, and n1's corresponding connection number is 4. So into multiplied by 4. If I do this, I get 225 divided by 75, rather 5 plus 4, 9 plus 6, 15, and that has to be divided by 4. So if we do this, we're going to get n1 coming out to be 60. So that is what is the n1 value. The first number is nothing but 60, which is available in option number A, and that is the right answer. Now, if 10% of x equal to 20% of y, then x is to y. So this is going to be simple. 10% of x, okay, 10% of x is nothing but 10 into x upon 100, and they say this is equal to 20% of y. So that is 20% of y means is equal to 20 into y upon 100, and these two things are equal. That means 10x by 100 is equal to 20y by 100. So we can cut most of the things. This 10 can be cut by 2. So we can say x by y is nothing but 1 is to 2. Okay, x is to y is coming out to be rather 2 is to 1, not 1 is to 2, 2 is to 1. Okay, so that's what they asked. What is the ratio of x is to y? It is going to be simply 2 is to 1, which is available in option number C. Now, the third proportion to 0.07 and 0.14 is, okay, for this thing, we need to know how the things are connected in the proportion. If there are three numbers, let's say x is to y is in proportion with y is to z. We can also write this as x is to y is to z. When these three numbers are in some proportion, the first number is said to be first proportion, second number is said to be mean proportion, and the third number is said to be third proportion only. So when three numbers are in proportion, they are termed as first proportion, mean proportion, and third proportion. And what is the connection between them? Whenever these three numbers are connected together, the connection between them is y by x is z by y, or we can say y square is equal to xz. This is how they are connected. Y square is equal to xz. Okay, so what do we have in this question is the third proportion to 0.07 and 0.14. That means 0.07 is the first proportion, is to mean proportion is mean proportion is 0.14, that is a bit in between number, and third proportion they're asking for. So let us say the third proportion is z. Okay, so we have the connection of x is to y is to z as 0.07 is to 0.14 is to z. Now the connection, how we can establish the connection between these two is nothing but y square is equal to xz, and y value is 0.14. So the connection that is established is 0.14 square is equal to 0.07 into z. And if we solve for z, the z is coming out to be finally 0.28. So that should become the right answer. Z value is 0.28, which is available in option number C, and that is the right answer. Okay, so the question says A, B, and C together earn rupees 7,650, spend 80%, 85%, and 90% of their salaries respectively. If their savings are in the ratio 4 is to 5 is to 6. So that is the ratio of the saving. Okay, so how do we achieve saving? Saving is achieved by total salary minus the expenditure. So this will be achieved by all A, B, and C. So for that, we need to first know the salary, and then we can subtract expenditure from it so that the saving is given. Or rather, what we can do is salary is equal to can be saving plus expenditure. Okay, we can relate them like that also. So let us do what is given to us. Together their salary is 7,650, and they spend something out of it. So we can do like salary minus expenditure. Okay, so salary minus expenditure, let us find as this value for A. For A, salary minus expenditure. Okay, whatever will is their salary, their expenditure has to be reduced from that, and that will give the A's saving to us. Okay, that will give the A's saving to us. Now, they say for the case of A, he spends 80% of his salary. So, whatever would have been the salary, the saving of A can be find out by salary of A minus 80% of salary of A. Okay, A saving can be found out by salary of A minus 80% of salary of A. That is nothing but 20% of salary of A. Okay, 20% of A's salary. Okay, that will be the A's saving. Okay, and they say that has to be in a ratio 4, 5, 6 respectively for A, B, C. So let's say the saving of A is 4x. Okay, so we have related 20% of A's salary is 4x. In the similar way, B's saving. Okay, B's saving can be found out by he spends 85% of his salary. So if 85% of the salary is gone, then how much percent is left? 15%. 100 minus 85, that is 15% of B's salary would remain as saving for him. And how much is the saving part for B? It is 5 parts. So let us make it as 5x. Similarly, for the last one, we can also make, they say the saving for C candidate will be, how much is the saving for C candidate? They say that he spends 90% of his salary. So if 90% of salary is spent, so how much salary would have been left out? 10% only. So 10% of C's salary will be his saving, and that savings fraction will be, they say the AC part is 6. So the saving will be 6x. So 20% of A is equal to 4x, 15% of B is 5x, and 10% of C salary is 6x. That is the value given. Okay. Now they say the saving has to be in the ratio 4 is to 5 is to 6. So we can find out the A salary and B salary and C salary. So 20 by 100 of A's salary was 4x. So A can be calculated by 4x into 100 by 20. Okay, that is nothing but 20x. Similarly, 15% of B's salary was 5x. So B can be found out by 5x into 100 divided by 15. Okay, that comes out to be 100 by 3x. Similarly, C's 10% of the salary is his saving, so that is 6x. So C can be found out by 6x into 100 by 10, that is nothing but 60x. So these are the savings of A, B, and C respectively: 20x, 100 by 3x, and 60x. These are the saving of the A, B, C respectively. Now we can, and what are in the ratio? Or they are in the ratio 20 is to 100 by 3 is to 60. That is what is the ratio. 20 is to 100 by 3 is to 60. That is the ratio. Now, we are expected to find out the salary of B. We are expected to find out the salary of B, and the salary of B is nothing but 100 by 3x. So if we are able to find out x, then we can find out the salary of B as well. So to find out x, what we can do, as they say, the total salary of them is 7,650. And we have calculated the total salary ratio is this: 20 is to 100 by 3 is to 60. So what are we supposed to know? We are supposed to first simplify this particular ratio. So if we take the 3 as LCM, so it is going to be 60 is to 100 is to 180. Okay, so the ultimate ratio is 60 is to 100 is to 180, which can be further simplified into 3 is to 5 is to 9. So the ultimate salary ratio is 3 is to 5 is to 9. Now 3 is to 5 is to 9 is the ultimate salary ratio, and we are supposed to find out B's salary, and B's counterpart for the salary is 5. So B's salary will be what? B's salary will be, the total salary of all of them was 7,650 divided by sum of the ratio parts, that is 3 plus 5 plus 9, into B's salary. B's salary was nothing but 5. So we are supposed to solve this particular thing. So this comes out to be ultimately 7,650 divided by 17 into 5, which is nothing but 2250. So the salary of B is nothing but rupees 2250, which is available in the option number C, and that is right answer. Now, in the next question, they say the price of a scooter and moped are in the ratio 9 is to 5. If the scooter costs rupees 4,200 more than the moped, the price of the moped is. Okay, so the ratio are 9 is to 5. So let us say the scooter's price is 9x, and the same time let us say the moped's price is 5x. Okay, 5x rupees and 9x rupees. They say the scooter costs 4,200 more than the moped. So that means difference of scooter's price and moped price is 4,200. What is that? Difference of scooter's price, that is 9x, minus difference of mob price, that is 5x. They say this difference is rupees 4,200. So this is giving you 4x is equal to 4,200. X value comes out to be 1050. Okay, what are we supposed to find out? The price of mobbed. So price of mobbed we have to assume to be 5x rupees. So we can put the x value here and find out the mob's price, which is going to be, mob's price will be 5 into 1050. That is nothing but 5,250 rupees. So that is the price of the mobbed, 5,250 rupees, which is available in option number B, and that is the right answer. Now, a fraction which bears the same ratio to 1 by 27 that 3 by 11 does to 5 by 9. So what are they are asking? They're asking is whatever ratio 3 by 11 holds with 5 by 9, in the same ratio, if you want to find out 1 by 27 is to what, that we have to find out. Okay, what relation does 1 by 27 bear with the next number? that number we have to find out that which particular relation is being bared by 3 by 11 to 5 by 9. So let us say that unknown number, let's say that unknown number which we are finding is x. So as per the language of the question, a fraction which bears, okay, unknown fraction, let's say the unknown fraction is x, the fraction which bears the same ratio to 1 by 27, that means x is to 1 by 27. This is how it can be related. It should be equal to the relation that is that 3 by 11 bears, that is 3 by 11 bears to 5 by 9. So this is the ultimate thing in the expression form with us. So we know whenever the four numbers are related like that, a is to b is equal to c is to d. So that means the formula is the product of outer terms is equal to product of inner terms. Outer terms are ad is equal to inner terms are bc. So we can relate the numbers like this. So similar to the situation in front of us, the outer numbers are x and 5 by 9. Inner numbers are 1 by 27 and 3 by 11. So product of outer term, that is 5x by 9, is equal to product of inner term, that is 3 by 27 into 11. So we can solve this term. 3 can cancel 27 by 9. This 9 can be cancelled from both the sides. So ultimately, if we solve this equation, the x value is coming out to be 1 by 55. So that is the right answer. The fraction which bears, the fraction 1 by 55 bears the same ratio to 1 by 27 that 3 by 11 bears to 5 by 9. So right answer is 1 by 55, available in option D. Now, x is to y is 7 is to 4, then 12x plus 7y is to 12x plus 3y is what? Okay, this is what is given. So what has been given to us? X by y has been given to us as 7 by 4. Okay, the expression which we have to find out is 12x plus 7y divided by 12x plus 3y. This is the value of this expression we have to find out. Okay, now what we can do is, if we divide this particular fraction by y, okay, if we divide this particular fraction by y on both sides, numerator and denominator side, what we'll be able to do? See, if we divide that, we're going to reach to 12x by y plus 7, because y by y will be 1, divided by 12x by y again plus 3, because y by y will be again 1. So why we have done this? Because we can find out, we can know, we are already aware of the value of x by y which is given in the question. So if we do it like that, then we can replace the x by value y values in the question, and if we do that, this is going to be 12 into x by y will be 7 by 4 plus 3 divided by 12 into the same x by y value will be 7 by 4 and plus 3. If we solve this, this comes out to be ultimately 21 by, this comes out to be ultimately 7 by 6. Ultimately comes out to be 7 by 6. So the ratio of these two things is nothing but 7 is to 6, and which is available in option number D. Okay. Now the next one, he says a sum of rupees 53 is divided between A, B and C in such a way that A gets rupees 7 more than B gets, and B gets rupees 8 more than what C gets. Okay. So this is the connection between A's share, B's share and C share is given. So we can start assuming the C share, because if the C share, if we assume, then we can find out the B share and A share accordingly. Okay. So let's say the C's share is X or X rupees. Then if C share is X rupees, then they say then B gets 8 more rupees, 8 more than C. So the B share should be 8 more than C share, that is X plus 8. Similarly, they have also told that A gets rupees 7 more than what B gets. So A's share should be what? 7 more than B's share. So it has to be X plus 8 plus 7, that is X plus 15. So these are the three partners share, A, B and C, X plus 15, X plus 8 and X. Now they say the sum of rupees 53 is divided in that. So that means the sum of all these shares should be equal to 53. So A, C share plus B's share plus A's share should be equal to 53. Okay, if we solve this, 3x plus 23 is equal to 53, which gives us x value as 10. So x comes out to be 10. What are we supposed to know? Then we are supposed to know the ratio of shares is. Okay, so we are supposed to know the ratio of shares. So let us find out the each one's share. A is to B is to C. How much is the share? A's part is x plus 15, so 10 plus 15 is 25, is to B's part is x plus 8, so 10 plus 8 is 18. C's part is x, so x value is 10. So this should be the ratio, 25 is to 18 is to 10, and which is available in option number C. So it becomes the right answer for us. Now 31. What they say, the monthly salary of A, B and C is in the ratio 2 is to 3 is to 5. If C's monthly salary is rupees 1200 more than that of A, then B's annual salary is. Okay. So what they have given us, the salary ratio of A is to B is to C is 2 is to 3 is to 5. So let us make the salaries in fact. So the salary of A is 2x, let salary of B is 3x, let salary of C is 5x. We have converted the ratios into the real time salary values. Now what they say? They say give a condition, C's monthly salary is, which is C's monthly salary, 5x, is 1200 more than, so will be equal to 1200 more, that is 1200 plus A's salary. A's salary was how much? 2x. So this is the equation that becomes in front of us. C's salary is 1200 more than A's salary. So this is the equation in front of us. If we solve this, this comes out to be 3x equal to 1200, which gives x as 400. What are we supposed to know with this x? They say and find out the B's annual salary. How much B's annual salary we had assumed? We had assumed it to be 3x. So we can find out B's salary as 3 into 400, that is nothing but 1200 rupees is the B's salary. Okay, so 1200 rupees becomes the B's salary. But what they has asked, that B's annual salary is how much? They have asked for the B's annual salary, but this 1200 rupees is the B's monthly salary, because earlier ratio of monthly salary was only given. So this is B's monthly salary. So B's annual salary will be, annual means a year salary will be, a year has got 12 months, so 1200 into 12, that is going to be that is going to be 1, that is going to be 14400. Okay, so B's annual salary is nothing but 14,400. This is going to be the B's annual salary, and which is available in option number A, and is the right answer. Now the question says ratio between two numbers is 5 is to 6 and their LCM is 240. What is the first number? Okay, so let us make the number first. Let the number are 5x and 6x. LCM of 5x and 6x will be nothing but LCM. For that we need to find out the LCM of 5 and 6. Okay, for LCM of 5 and 6, that can be simply found out as LCM of 5 and 6 is nothing but 30. Okay, if we want to know the method of finding out the LCM, then we can do like this. Okay, we can do like this. There is no common factor that can divide both 5 and 6, so we have to start with 5 first. That will divide 5 by 1, and then 6 will remain as it is. Then we'll divide it by 6, so it will be 1 and it will be 1. So the LCM becomes simply 5 into 6, that is 30. So LCM of 5 and 6 is 30. So LCM of 5x and 6x will be what? Nothing but 30x only. And this LCM they have given out to be equal to 240. So we can easily equate 30x is equal to 240, which will give us the x value as 8. So x value comes out to be 8. They have asked for the first number. The first number we have assumed to be 5x. So with x equal to 8, 5x is nothing but 8 into 5, that is 40. So the first number of the series is nothing but 40, which is available in option number A, and is the right answer. Next, there are total of 43,800 students in 4 schools of city. Half the number of students of the first school is 2/3 of the second, is 3/4 of the third, and is 4/5 of the fourth are all equal. So the connection between all 4 schools have been given in terms of students. What is the ratio of the number of students of A to D if A, B, C, and D are the first, second, third, and fourth school respectively? So the first school is A, second can be referred as B, and so on till fourth being the D. So if we know this, then let us see the first phrase. They say half the number of students of the first school. So first school was A, and half the number of students of the first school will be A by 2. Let's say the strength of the first school students is A. So half the student of the first school will be A by 2. They say this is equal to 2/3 of the second. Second school student was assumed to be B. So that is equal to 2/3 of the second. So that is 2 by 3 times of B. This is also equal to, they say, 3/4 of the third. 3/4 means 3 by 4 times into third school strength is assumed to be C. So this C is also equal to 4/5 of the fourth. That is 4 by 5 times of the fourth school, that is D. So this is the connection there with us. A by 2 is equal to 2 by 3, B is equal to 3 by 4, C is equal to 4 by 5 of D. Now we have to convert these into a single expression so that we can relate that with the total number of students given. So let's say all of them are equal to K. So what we have done is A by 2 is equal to 2B by 3 is equal to 3C by 4 is equal to 4D by 5. All of them are equal. Let's say they are all equal to a typical constant as K. Now, so we can define each and individual school strength in terms of K. For example, if A by 2 is equal to K, then A will be in terms of K will be 2K. Similarly, if 2B by 3 is equal to K, then B can be termed as 3 by 2 of K. Okay. Similarly, C can be found out as 4 by 3 of K and D can be found out as 5K by 4. So these are the individual strength of the school in terms of K we have found out. Why we have done that? So that he say the total number of students are 43,800. So that when I add all strength A, B, C and D, I can make it equal to 43,800. So let us do that. So the strength of A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 43,800. So 2K plus 4 by 3K plus 3 by 2K plus 5 by 4K is actually equal to 43,800. This is the ultimate thing that becomes the all sum of all has become equal to 43,800. This is one way of doing. The other way can be we can just have the ratio connection. Rather, we solve this all and then find out the K's value and find out the strength. So let us take the LCM first. The LCM of 3, 2 and 4. The LCM of 3 through and 4 is going to be 12 for us. So let's take the LCM as 12. So let us find out the values. 2 6 are 12. So it has to be 6K. No, there's a denominator is 1. So 1 12, 12 6 are 72K plus 4 by 3K. So 3 4 are 12 and 4 4 are 16K plus 2 6 are 12. So 6 3 are 18K plus 4 3 are 12. So 3 5 are 15K is equal to given out to be 43,800. This is the actual value. Now let us see if all of them have been added. What is the total? 72 plus 16 is going to be 88. 88 plus 18 is going to be 106. 106 plus 15 is going to be 121K. So it ultimately becomes 121K divided by 12 is equal to 43,800. This is the actual thing that comes out to be over there. Okay. Now we can find out the K value from this. For finding out the K value is nothing but 43,800 divided by 121 into 12. So let us divide. 121 can be divisible by 11. So let us divide. That is 11 times only. And what about 40,800? That can be divisible by 11 also. 11 3 are 33. 10 remains. 11 9 are 99. 9 remains. That remains 900. Okay, and that is to be multiplied by 12. So this is the ultimate value of K comes out to be, that is 43,800 divided by 121 into 12. That is the ultimate K value that comes out to be there with us. Now, what are we supposed to find out? They say the ratio of A is to D. The ratio of A is to D is to be found out. Okay, so the A's value was 2K and D's value was, here was the A's value 2K, D value was 5K by 4. So we can put the K value here, that is 2 into, this is going to be 2 into the K value that we have calculated is 43,800 divided by 121. So in place of K, we can put this value easily. And if I do that, that is going to be 2 into, let us scroll it down and then do it. Okay, this is going to be 2 into 43,800 divided by 121 into 11 is to, the connection of this is to be divided by 5 into 43,800 divided by 121 into 11. Okay, this is what is the thing comes out to be 5 by 4 it was there. Okay, so the ratio of A's to D is about to come. That is nothing but your A part is 2 is to 5 by 4. That's it. Okay. So the D value is what was the D value? D value was 5 by 4. So it has to be 2 is to 5 by 4. If we simplify this further, taking the 4 as an LCM, it becomes 1, 4, 4 to the 8 is to 5. So the ultimate ratio that is coming out to be 8 is to 5. So the important thing to note down here is that we were not supposed to find out K value. Okay. Once we have found out every value in terms of K, that would have been the ratio itself. Okay. So every value was found out in terms of A. So that would have been ratio only. So ratio of all these A, B, C, D would have been 2 is to 4 by 3 is to 3 by 2 is to 5 by 4. And there where we could easily pick out A is to D. So we don't need to go for the longer one and find out the K value, because that will ultimately get cut away from both the sides. So A is to D could have been directly found out by 2 is to 5 by 4 that we have found out here could have been directly solved in the earlier steps only. And 2 is to 5 by 4 would have given you 8 is to 5 ultimately. And that is the right answer available with us, 8 is to 5, option number A. Now, in the next question, they say seats for mathematics, physics, chemistry in a school are in the ratio 5 is to 7 is to 8. There is a proposal to increase, this is proposal to increase these seats by 40%, 50%, and 75% respectively. Find the ratio of the increased seats. So let us make the seats first. Seats for maths will be, let's say, because the ratio given out is 5 is to 7 is to 8. 5 belongs to math, then belongs to physics, then belongs to chemistry. So let's say the seat of maths, that is MS, is 5x. Similarly, let's say the seats for physics is PS is going to be 7x, and seats for your chemistry is CS, that is going to be 8x for us. So this is 5x, 7x, and 8x. These are the three values that we have. Now what they say, they are supposed to be increased in by 40%. 40% increment has to be done in the maths part. So the increased math seats, okay, let us find out. The increased math seats will be 40% more. So the original seats were 5x. If you increase 5x by 40%, we can write this 5x plus 40% of 5x. Okay, how much this comes out to be? If you increase, this is nothing but 140% of 5x. Okay, if we solve this, this comes out to be 7x. So the increased seats will for the mathematics will be 7x. Now similarly, we can find out the increased seats for physics. So increased seats for physics will be, they said the physics seats are to be increased by 50%. So physics seats were 7x plus 50% of 7x that we are supposed to do. That will be nothing but 150% of 7x. And if we solve this, this comes out to be 21 by 2x. That will be the new seats for physics. Similarly, increased seats for chemistry can also be found out. They say that it has to be increased by 75%. So ultimately, it will come out to be 175% of the original seats that were 8x there into 8x. If we solve this, this comes out to be 14x. So these are the increased seats in front of us, 7x, 21 by 2x, and 14x. Let us find out their ratio, because that's what they had asked. Find the ratio of the increased seats. If you find out the ratio, the ratio has to be 7 is to 21 by 2. Okay, the ratio has to be 7 is to 21 by 2 is to 14. If we simplify this by taking LCM as 2, so it has to be 14, it has to be 21, and it has to be 28. 14, 21, and 28. And all these number 14, 28, and 21 and 28 can be divided by 7. If we divide each number by 7, the ultimate ratio becomes 7 2 ja 14, that is 2, 7 3 ja 21, and 7 4 ja 20. So this is the ultimate ratio and the ultimate answer with us. 2 is to 3 is to 4, and which is available in option number D, and it becomes the right answer for us. Now, they say the prices of microwave and refrigerator are in the ratio 8 is to 5. If the microwave costs 9,000 more than the refrigerator, then what is the price of refrigerator? Okay, so let us make the prices first. Let see the prices of microwave is to refrigerator is given in the order 8 is to 5. So we can convert this ratio into price. So let the price of microwave will be how much? Will be nothing but 8x. Similarly, we can find out the refrigerator's price. So refrigerator's price will be how much? 5x. Now they say microwave costs 9,000 more. So that means the difference between microwave's price and the refrigerator price will be 9,000. So that we can also find out 8x minus 5x, that is the difference, has to be rupees 9,000. Okay, so we can solve for this. This comes out to be 3x is equal to 9000, which gives us x value as 3000. So x value comes out to be 3000. What are we supposed to do with this x value of 3000? They are asking what is the price for the refrigerator. So refrigerator's price we had assumed to be 5x. So we can multiply 5 and 3000 together to give the refrigerator price. That is nothing but 5 into 3000 is nothing but 15,000. So that is the price of the refrigerator, which is available in option number C is the right answer. Now, in the next question, they say if the number 84 is divided into four parts proportional to 8, 9, 6, and 4, then the highest value is. Okay, so they have given the ratio. Okay, they have given the ratio. Okay, the what is the ratio value? The ratio value is 8, 9, 6, and 4. So the any number has to be distributed between 8 is to 9 is to 6 is to 4, and that number is 84. So 84 has to be distributed between these four parts, and then they are finding out the highest value. So obviously the highest value will be the part that has got the highest share, which is 9. So the highest value can be found out by finding out the 9 related part. How can that be found out? The number is 84 divided by sum of the ratio terms. Sum of the ratio terms is 8 plus 9 plus 6 plus 4. These are the sum of the ratio terms, and we have to find out the highest value. So highest value is available at 9. So multiply by 9. If you solve this further, this comes out to be 84 divided by 17 plus 6, 23 plus 4 27 into 9. We can cut this 9 and 27. This is 3. So the value comes out to be 28. So the highest value corresponding to 9 is coming out to be 28. So that's what becomes the right answer. Highest part is 28 of the ratio. Next, as they say, find out the fraction that bears the same ratio to 1 by 28, that of 4 by 13, which is equal to 11 by 7. Okay, so they're asking the question as what is that number that will bear the same ratio to 1 by 28 that 4 by 13 bears to 11 by 7. Okay, 4 by 3 13 bears to 11 by 7. So let's say that number or that fraction, that they are asking for is x. So according to the language of the question, find out the fraction that bears same ratio to 1 by 28. So x bears a ratio of 1 by 28. It bears a ratio to 1 by 28. Similar ratio should be bared by 4 by 3 with 11 by 7. So this is the typical connection there. Whatever ratio x bears to 1 by 28, the similar ratio 4 by 3 bears to 11 by 7. So four numbers have come in the ratio. What is their connection? Whenever the four numbers are there in the ratio, a is to b is to c is to d, their connection is product of outer terms is equal to product of inner terms. So that is AD is equal to BC. Product of outer terms are A and D. Product of outer terms is nothing but product of the inner terms. So AD is equal to BC. That is their connection. So we have the numbers A is to B is to C is to D connected in this way. So here also we can do product of outer terms. Outer terms are X and the 11 by 7. So we can multiply them. X into 11 by 7 is equal to product of the inner term. Those are 1 by 28 into 4 by 3. Okay, so if we solve this further, the x value is coming out to be finally 1 by 143. So this is the ultimate x value coming out to be 1 by 143, which is available in option number B, and that is going to be the right fraction. Okay, now they say in a college 20% of the girls are same as 1 by 5 of the boys. What is the ratio of girls to boy is? Okay, so in a college there are total number of students in a college. The ratio of boy to girl is given. Ratio of boy to girl is to be found out. What is the ratio? If they have given the individual connection, what is the individual connection they have given? 20% of the girls are similar as 1 by 5 of the boy. Let the strength of the boy is nothing but, let this say the strength of the boy is nothing but B only. Similarly, let's say the strength of girls is nothing but G only. Now they say 20% of the girls. So let us find out 20% of the girl. That is nothing but 20 by 100 into girls is equal to, they say, same in number as 1 by 5 of the boys. So 1 by 5 into boy's strength is B. So B. If we solve this, 20 by 100 is nothing but 1 by 5. So it is G by 5 is equal to B by 5, which gives us G is to B is 1 is to 1. Okay, because G and B are coming equal. So our right answer is G is to B is 1 is to 1, which is available in option number B, and that is the right answer. Now, the sum of rupees 684 is to be divided in three parts: 2 by 3, 4 by 5, and 5 by 6. Find the value of the first part. So what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to first simplify this ratio in terms of the single whole numbers. For that, what we're going to do, the numbers are in the ratio 2 by 3 is to 4 by 5 is to 5 by 6. For that, we'll take the LCM of the denominators. The LCM of 3, 5, and 6 comes out to be 30. And let us solve the each fraction with the denominator with the LCM is 30. So 3 divides 30 by 10, and 10 into 2 is 20 is to 5 divides 30 by 6, and 6 into 4 is 24 is to 6 divide 30 by 5, and 5 into 5 is 25. So this ratio can be simply written as 20 is to 24 is to 25. 30 is common to all, so that can be ignored. So this is the final ratio, 20 is to 24 is to 25. Now they're asking find the value of the first part. So the first part that is corresponding to 20 can be found out by the total number divided by sum of all the ratio terms. Okay, divided by sum of all the ratio terms. Okay, that is nothing but 20 plus 24 plus 25. This is the sum of all the ratio terms multiplied by the first part. First part number is 20. So if we solve this further, this comes out to be 634 divided by 44 plus 29, that is nothing but 69 into 20. If we solve this further, this is ultimately coming out to be 199. Okay, this is coming out to be 199. So the number corresponding to the first part is nothing but rupees 199, and that is the right answer. Now, the difference between two numbers is 3, and the ratio between them is 5 is to 6. Find the sum of two numbers. Okay, so let us convert the ratio into the numbers first so that we can do the sum thing. Okay, so the numbers are 5 is to 6, so let the number are 5x and 6x. So these are the two numbers that we have taken. They say the difference between two numbers is 3, so 6x minus 5x, that is difference is going to be 3, which gives us x value as 3 only. Now, with x value of 3, what are we supposed to find out? The sum of two numbers. So the sum of two numbers will be what? The number were 5x and 6x. So the sum of two number will be 11x. So with the help of x as 3, we can find out the sum. Okay, we can find out the sum. The sum value will be nothing but 11 into 3. This will be the sum value, which is nothing but 33, and which is the right answer available in the option number B. And that is the right answer for us.